of Stay at Home Garage. We're working on my 1966 Pontiac GTO. We're making small improvements to get it car show ready for my favorite car show of the year. Everybody, say hello to the GTO. Love this car! Every car has its own story, but they all have something in common. They each need someone to help them tell that story. And that's where you and I come in. Now, I'm no expert. I've learned what I can over the years, but I do this for fun in my driveway like so many of you. And that's what this channel is about. We're going to try some new things, we're gonna laugh, and we're gonna have fun with cars. My name is Tony, and this is Stay at Home Garage. This is my 1966 Pontiac GTO. My dad and I started restoring it whenever I was 14 years old. So that means I've had this car for 20 years. And I'm not getting rid of it anytime soon. It has a 68 model 428 engine with a 66 tri-power setup. This thing is a driver, and I drive it all the time. But today, we're going to make some small improvements that I think are going to make a big difference for the car show. All right. Well, step one, we're going to change your oil. I'm going to try a different type of oil that a friend of mine actually suggested that I look it up on Amazon. What type of oil, you may ask? Well, that is Lucas Oil Hot Rod and Classic 10W30 Motor Oil High Zinc. No, this is not a paid ad. I am genuinely curious. I want to see, how this stuff works. Does it do everything that it promises? I always have to add in zinc additive to this. And so I just want to see if this makes the car run any better, if I can notice any difference. So first things first, let's start draining some oil. This is going to be the first of many small projects to make it to the Street Rod Nationals this weekend. All right, so we're going to take let's get all of our stuff first. Golly, this thing needs a deep cleaning. That'll be another project that we do here in just a second. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow, probably tomorrow, or the next day. We got a whole week to do this. Don't rush me. Okay. Tools first. Tools. Oh, hey. We're under the car now, if you can't tell. Now we're gonna... That's a wasp. Oh, now he's a pissed off wasp. No, Dad, get back. Get back. Ah. All right. Back to our regular scheduled programming. I hit him with the oil catch pan and put oil all over the place. All right, ahead of schedule, getting oil all over the place. All right. This holds 6 quarts, and I think this is this says it's 7-quart drain pan, but you know how that goes sometimes. It might be 7 quarts, but you're like, well, I can't even move it now because it's so full. So believe it or not, before we take the oil filter off, we have to go back to the top, and I'll explain why here in just a second. Hold your horses, I'm explaining in just a second. Okay, well, I know a lot of you is going to be like, well, Tony, why are you back up? That's really inconvenient. You should have just got the oil filter while you're down there. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Here's the thing. I put headers on this a long time ago. So long time ago that they're definitely showing their age. Hindsight being 2020, I would have just gone with regular exhaust manifolds. I would have kept those. Because I'm not building this thing to be a super duper race car. Don't get me wrong, I want it to be fast, but Pontiac exhaust manifolds actually flow really well, especially if you can get your hands on a set of Ram Air ones. And so I'm not gaining a ton of horsepower by adding headers here. The biggest reason why I would go with exhaust manifolds if I was to do this again is, well, I have to loosen the passenger side header to be able to get my oil filter off. So that is why we are back up top. I know that there is probably a way to fix this, some way that I have not thought of, but whenever I take the oil filter off, I can't squeeze it in between the places I need to squeeze it because of the header. So every single time I do an oil change, I have to loosen the headers just enough to where I can swing them and get the oil filter out. So that's why we are back up here. I think it's a 7/16 or a 1/2 inch. Let's see. I bet these are still hot. Yep, these are still hot, still warm. And yeah, you're right. I know some of you already said it. There's a lot of cons to having to do this. One of them being, I kind of have an exhaust leak on this side quite a bit. So, one of these days I will either go back to regular exhaust manifolds, or I will find a way to fix this better. Only time will tell. Okay. I know my friends that have put headers on. I know you guys know how tough the dadgum middle bolt is to get in there. So I don't like doing it more than I have to, that's for sure. But ask me how good I've gotten at taking these off. Gotten good. Hot, hot, hot. Oh man, those are hotter than Taco Bell on a Friday night. So, let's see if I can get this oil filter off. Okay, I can. Let's get start here. Now, here's the thing. You always want to try to not get oil on your headers, but because of the way this is positioned, I always do. And it goes right down my elbow into the armpit everywhere. So we're gonna see if we can scoop this thing by as fast as we can. Let that drain for a second. Slow is fast, and fast is slow, and fast is oil, and here I go. Uh-oh. I don't know if I loosened it up enough. Okay, yep, sure. We're gonna say I did. Okay, there we go. All right, let's see if we can get our new one back in there. Let's go get it. Before we fill this thing back up with oil, I'm going to tighten up the headers again, so that way I don't forget to do it. Okay, double check these. I think they're all tight here. Tight. Okay, so I saw this on another channel. In case you have not tuned into Vice Grip Garage, he is one of the dudes that really inspired me to start this channel. And he is filled with great information, great tips, great tricks, things that I wish I knew. He's just a wealth of knowledge. So go see what Vice Grip Garage is doing this week. See what he's doing if you don't tune in all the time, because he's great. I don't know him, but boy, I wish I did. I wish we were best friends. Do you want to be best friends? Come on. Anyway, a tip that he shows on his channel is like whenever you want to add on, I'm going to add in this Lucas heavy duty oil stabilizer to stable this oil. You put it in your 5-quart jug first, so then that way this thick stuff is not hard to get in your engine. So I thought that was a very useful trick, so we're gonna do that. There we go. Okay, all right, so now we're just gonna put this in here, so it's already well mixed. Uh-oh. Okay. We're getting full. We're getting full. Glad I stopped when I did. Okay. Well, we'll put the rest in later. And now you just mix it up more than you do a candy bar when it's melted in your pocket and it's been in your pocket all day. And then you mix it up because you're like, ooh, that's chocolate, but it's melted. That doesn't make any sense. But oh well. Okay. We're mixed. Now let's pour. All right, we're all filled up with oil. But since I basically had to install that filter pretty much dry, I'm gonna disconnect the coil wire real quick. Come on. There we go. I'm gonna disconnect the coil wire real quick so that way I can just rotate the engine, build oil pressure before we start it. So let's do that real quick. All right, so we have oil pressure now, so that means that oil filter is not dry. So now let's hook that coil wire back up and we can start this puppy. All right, on. Take this guy off. Oh boy, let's do it. There we go. And we have 60 pounds of oil pressure. All right. We'll take that. We'll take that for sure. I love the way this car sounds. All right, guys. Well, that is all that we are going to do for today. But tomorrow, we're going to do a few other things to make sure that we are ready for this weekend for my favorite show, the Street Rod Nationals. There we go. Next thing on the agenda that we must do before you take it to a car show, you gotta wash your car. Now, maybe you don't if you have a patina car, like the Jimmy over there. But if you have something like this, go ahead and just give it a little wash. Even if you have a patina one, give it a little wash, give it a little wax. See if you can make it shine. You know? Since we clear coated the Jimmy, I'm going to be washing it. You know, put some shine back on it. Why not? But this, we gotta wash it. You know, the cool thing about having a black car is as soon as you wash it, it's dirty, because it just shows everything. It may look good from over there, but there's dust over here. This is dustier than a library. Anyway, okay. So we're gonna wash it. Don't worry. I don't think Coach Safety's gonna come out today. I think he's on vacation. So it's just gonna be regular old me just washing this real quick. If you don't know who Coach Safety is, well, go back and take a look at the video where we clear coated the Jimmy. You'll meet Coach Safety. So, next thing, let's wash this, and we can move on to the next thing that's on our checklist. I got to do it first because we're gonna run it. You know, if you've been a fan of this channel for a little bit, we're gonna run out of light soon. The sun is always going down.
So now that we got it washed, next thing we're gonna do is we're actually gonna work on the brakes. Wait, whoa, Tony, you're doing brakes after you wash it? Yeah, I am, because I'm not actually changing the brakes. I just want to see if I can quiet them. So let's see if we can quiet them, because whenever you roll up to a car show or cruising or the Chick-fil-A parking lot, getting a very nice chicken sandwich. Anyway, you don't want your brakes a-squealing. So I changed this over to four-wheel disc brakes quite a few years ago. And the brake pads that I put on here kind of squeal. So I have some brake pad squealer go-awayer fluid tacky stuff. And we're going to put that stuff on and see if it quiets down the squeaking. It's not that bad. It's just, if it's squeaking, it's working, right? But let's see if we can quiet them down. So we're gonna do that. I just don't want it to sound like a bunch of squirrels or chipmunks when I brake. Now we're gonna take this caliper off and we're gonna apply this CRC disc brake quiet. We're gonna quiet them down. Hey, shh. That's what it does to the brakes. And then we're just going to put it back on. Bada bing, bada boom. There you go. So yeah, as you guys can see, it's not been too long since I converted these. There's still plenty of pad here. So we're going to put some of this stuff on. It said apply liberally. Liberally. Means put a lot on. We're just going to do two little things here. Now, don't get any of this on the actual pad. Let's see, we're not using this guy, so we're just going to... There we go. Okay. Put this guy back on. Yes. Looking good, looking good. It's like a shake weight. Okay. Got it back on there. We just need to tighten up these bolts and then we are good to go to do the other sides. Hey, so everyone that works on cars, I'm sure you're going to get this. How come whenever you can't see the other side of the bolt, to concentrate, we just always go like this? And somehow that seems to help us envision our wrench sliding over that bolt or whatever it might be. Just like that. That actually worked. We're funny. We are some funny people. So you guys might be looking at this tire and being like, Tony, you didn't do a very good wash job. Well, this is the spare tire. I'm putting the spare tire on because I noticed that that other tire, the one that was originally on here, was pretty old, going bald. That's probably not from burnouts at all. Anyway, so we're going to put this on, but we need new tires. We're going to start shopping for some new tires, which is also exciting and sad all at the same time. I'm sure you guys get what I'm saying. All right, this one's shushed. So we just need to do that 3 more times. And I'll be honest, it's getting a little bit late. We're going to try to get there super early in the morning. There's still a few things I want to do tonight, so we might just quiet one brake tonight and do the rest tomorrow after the show. Because this is a 3-day show. Tomorrow's just day 1. So we can do this tomorrow afternoon when we get home. And then quiet that, and that's all we got to do, you know? So we'll probably do that. Let's do that. So we're just doing one tonight. Okay. All right, guys. We're gonna do just there's 2 more things I want to do, and then I'm done. The eyeballs are getting crusty, and the stomach's getting rumbly, and we got to get up early in the morning. We got to get there and get a good spot. So, like I said, I installed a radio when I was a teenager. You know, I wanted this thing to go boom, 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 boom. I almost wanted the radio, the sound system, to be louder than the car. I know, teenagers, man. I don't. That's not what I want now. I wanted to keep the original radio because I searched long and hard for that. So that was basically it's fake. I installed one in here. Well, it's not in here anymore because it's kind of stopped working, and I didn't really use it because I started not liking how it looked, and so I need to kind of take the guts out of it, all the wires and stuff. Because if you see it, it's all this is just leftover, it's leftover crap. So we're gonna get rid of it, clean up everything. There's some stuff that goes under the carpet, so we'll have to rip up the carpet one day to get all of that out, like these big wires that went back to the amp. But this stuff right here, it's time for all of this to go away. So we're gonna get rid of that, and it's just one small little thing that's gonna make a big difference, in my opinion. All right. Well, guys, sorry about that. I'm talking real loud. I don't know why. I don't have my microphone on, so I don't know if you can hear me. Is this thing on? Anyway, my phone died, so you guys didn't get to see what else I wanted to do. I'm about to just pull this thing back in here. Just took it for a little test drive after putting on the brake quiet kind of rejuvenation juice. Pull it back in here, and I'm just going to put on some tire shine so it has the night to kind of settle in and doesn't sling all over the place in the morning. And that's it. That's all I'm doing for tonight. We'll polish it when we get to the show tomorrow. Fun! All right, guys, it is a brisk, windy fall morning. Time to go to the car show. Let's do a cold start. Cold start! Guys, we made it. We're gonna do some polishing. We're gonna lift the hood up and do some polishing, and we got here super early. Yeah, sounds good. We're saving a spot for Dad to bring his Lincoln, and it's gonna be a fun day. So we're gonna chill out for a little bit, and then I'll show you some cars once it warms up a little bit. I need some coffee. Stat, it's warm. I need warmth. All shined up and ready to start looking. Guys, we are going to wrap it on day one of the Southwest Street Rod Nationals. It was a fun day. We're going to get up again tomorrow morning, do it again. And on Sunday, we're going to do it again. Right now, we're sitting out in some parking lots. We're watching
what's called the Meridian Cruise. It's where everyone kind of goes up and down the street and just, you know, you can cruise up and down. Then you can pull over, watch cars go by for a little bit. It's a little fun thing. So we'll do this tonight and tomorrow. So anyway, see you guys tomorrow. Morning, guys. Car show day 2. Excuse me. No, I'm just joking. There's Fifi. It is 5:30 in the morning. We're eating breakfast. And we're gonna, the reason why we're up so early, gotta get a good spot. I want a good spot at the park, at the parking car show. So we're getting fueled up for the day. Let's do it. Day 2. Let's go. All right, day 2. We're gonna get some coffee and let's look around while we're gonna get some coffee. All right, here we are, day 3. Whoa! There's all the cars. Usually on day 3, there's not a lot of people here still. People are heading home. I got to work tomorrow, you know. But anyway, it's been a really great time. We had a lot of fun yesterday. My wife and I got to cruise up and down Meridian, which is actually one of my favorite parts of the show anyway, is just watching all the cars go by. So on this episode, we did some really small things that I feel like make big differences. So we quieted the brakes just a little bit. We quieted one brake. We shushed one. We cleaned up under the dash so we didn't have some old speaker wires and old radio wires hanging down. We washed it. What else did we do? I feel like we did a lot of small. We cleaned out the trunk. That's been amazing. I feel like I could put a cot back there and just take a nap. But we did small things that made a big difference, I feel like. And so I'm very happy with it. I absolutely love this car. I did the math yesterday. I've had this car for 20 years, and the goal is to keep it going for another 20, another 40, until they take my license away from me. I want to be driving this thing. So if you have a car
and you feel like you're done with it, maybe there's still some small things that you can do. Maybe you bought a car and you're like, it's all done, there's nothing more I can do. Well, that's okay. There's still small things that you can do to make it your own. Guys, have a wonderful day, and we will see you next time. If you want to see more content with this GTO, we got some more stuff coming up with the GTO. We have a road trip planned in it, and guess what? There's some more stuff that we need to do to this before we go on the road trip. So be on the lookout for that. We got a few things to keep doing this, so if you want more GTO content, it's coming your way. Subscribe. Bye-bye.